sAw previously had the core of Mutaris, and now it's sort of Roman is the only one left, and of course just went now to the opposite team. It's very interesting because we had this call very much together, and now we have so many change ups to find out if they can still stand tall in this matchup against Movistar Riders.
Yeah, here we are in the first map. It's exciting times as Overpass readies itself. sAw starting on that CT side of their opponent's map pick, as is customary. There's going to be Movistar going for a flat-out rush in towards the fountain area. Connector split as well as Roman sits tight with the dually story. Take first concept, but Roman staying hidden and is able to see a bit of damage onto Mopos, but no opening kill just yet. I tell a lie, Aragorn starts proceedings. Now that is a nice frag to be finding onto Martinez as Story lops the head off of Mopos too.
That is really nice, and I thought maybe the timing was gonna go awry with perhaps Movistar here moving into party, but no, they went long instead, and now this whole sort of split push is crumbling. It's only just that is left, and he might be falling in the hands of Roman very shortly. Well, nope. Okay, he stands tall. That is another player right out, and Roman with that activated. Eyes are up. Just does manage to cross, but then again, the bomb is in a very tricky spot to recover. You still need to take home 4 kills, but it's taking things step by step.
I mean, yeah, 45 seconds to play with, but it is a 1 versus 4 right here, and Aragorn seemed to have his number. But he wipes it from his phone, and without a 1 versus 3 here, not impossible, but still incredibly unlikely. He's got to get the bomb, then run to his site. That gives him about 15 odd seconds as Arasdace waits patiently around this corner. There's almost a crossfire as Roman still sits on top of Connector. And whilst it was nice to fantasize about just getting a clutch in round number 1, it will still be sAw closing in pretty comfortably. And with that, a first on the board for the CT side, a very nicely played pistol round.
Yeah, we had that very early aggressive peak there as well, here on the side of sAw going into sort of towards playground, and I was almost convinced that those footsteps were heard, and maybe they weren't. They just backed off and thought, you know, we have that information, we're just going to be pushing long. But little did they know that sAw was very heavily stacked up on towards that A bomb site, ready to take control, ready to take matters in their own hands, and now they're 1-0 up. Weapons in their hands, and well, they're not looking to back down at all. We have Story already with once again a relatively aggressive positioning here towards long with an MP9, and Aragon will back him up to hold the cross.
Yeah, I mean, Movistar just coming into this with a single Desert Eagle on Just. As Just tries to do some damage to his former teammate. Story, though, he's looking to farm up with an MP9. And he does a decent chunk of damage. WG will eventually dispatch of him. Aragorn now tapping away. sAw looking very likely to mop up a second round here. Do just need to be a little bit careful of that MP9 and try not to afford it to get any kills on the flip side. That would be a nice cash farm, an extra bit of util come the third round of play. But Aragorn playing this angle fairly safely. Takes WG down pretty low, aware of Adam's close position. They are going for a bit of a double swing here, but the A1S deals with them both pretty promptly. Roman a lovely headshot, and it's okay. The easy round's out the way now for sAw. This is where we get serious, viewers.
Exactly, you know, it was only the MP9 they lost there in the end, so sAw is completely fine with a round like this. But yeah, Movistar, now it's time to buy up those AKs where the strategies come out of the strat book. And you need to really get some rounds going on the T side. Where do you actually reckon Overpass lies in the sort of the shift with CT versus T side? Do you think that one is perhaps, you know, shifting a bit more in favor now?
I feel like it's slightly more T-sided than it used to be. You do also need to take the teams into account. The fact that both of these teams are struggling, well, not struggling, but bringing in new IGLs, I think probably still makes it reasonably CT-sided. Story as well, looking to agree as Adam S is dispatched of. No kills just yet. A similar story for 3 more players on that Movi lineup. Not the best statistics fantastic to be boasting coming into this opening gun round. Hopefully, the rest of the squad are able to do a little better as the bomb moves in towards mid. But in answer to your question, Vilas, I think a 5-7 scoreline, 5 rounds on your T side, is
Mhm.
pretty industry standard these days.
Yeah, I reckon the same. Oh, Story spots ahead there for a second. So with that, he repositions, and you can already see Roman maybe still looking to try and keep contact over towards long bathrooms, but also tempted. Maybe he needs to back up his teammate, and I think that is quite the case. Story might be about to get mollied or flashed out. Not quite the case. He can still stand tall. There we go. Now comes the flash, and it also blinded Roman for just a second, but not long enough. He can still fight. So does Story. Ooh, almost a double there. But it's at least a player advantage. Secured. Ooh, they almost line up there for a second. Still stands tall, and it's only Martinez left that's stuck behind a smoke.
A 1 versus 2 with 20 seconds to go. It's been a finicky round to say the least. As Martinez has such a tall order on his shoulders, normally the AWPer for this side needs to be able to wield a rifle too. Spots the first man in Roman, but he takes for long swings, actually isolates both of his duels, but unfortunately there is no longer time to win out this round. And he just needs to ensure he doesn't go down after the time itself. Finds a single kill onto Roman, a nice bit of further economic damage, but will survive the hunt as well. That is probably best case scenario for that given situation. Brings this rifle into the next, buys up a little bit of utility, but the economy of Movistar Riders is skewiff to say the least. They do a lot of damage to their opponents, but not enough to quell them. Saw onto 3 rounds and have another confident buy coming through here. Great start for the CT side.
Yeah, it's really nice that they win that one out. And continuously, they kept that player advantage, kept the pressure up. And as soon as Movistar wanted to execute with 30 seconds left, oh, that's
Please.
just dirty, Roman. Okay, he is taking matters in his own hands. He is not looking to sort of sit back and relax. No, he is very proactive. Continues to spam the smoke, take every opportunity you've got, and well, with that, so already once again off to a great start. And even though that AK is still into play in the hands of Martinez, it is far from an ideal setup here. They're going to be boosting up, not really spotting much. And then slowly creeping up forward back towards A. They've had some sort of success. At least they got close. Only those smokes, those counter smokes made it really difficult the last round.
Yeah, I want to see Martinez baiting his teammates here. I want to see him being the third man in. This just starts off pretty nicely. That's a quick trade from Story. The AWP feeling a lot nicer to play with in some of the recent updates. Gave it a test out before the weekend. I was quite pleased with the progress as Martinez progresses onto the bomb site itself. Story probably not so happy that he misses 3 shots on him, but finally converts only after Aragorn is removed. Still a 3 versus 2 for the CT side. No doubt that AWP running out of ammunition as well. Just 1 bullet left for Story as he continues to be pressured, and just that is a fantastic kill to find. A 2 versus 2 here, and Movistar Riders, they've got a serious chance of taking a round here despite bringing in only the single rifle.
I don't know exactly where it is planted. Still hiding in the smoke. No, peeks out of it. And Animas with that one is killed. One more to find, and here it comes. Oh, that was such beautiful work. They used the nades to let the smoke evaporate. Just for only a tiny second, but it's good enough to get that vision going, get the kill. And with that, the defuse as well.
Yeah, I'm loving how players are using this new mechanic, because that smoke would have kept the last man alive for Movistar Riders hidden for nearly 30 seconds given the old game. Yeah, coming into CS2 makes things a lot harder. Normally for the defusers, but then in this instance it works the other way around. The SAW pick up 4 CT-sided rounds off the bat. 4-0 right now. And bearing in mind, this is Movistar Riders map pick. I reckon this needs to be the first round they put up on the board. As, hey, that is a third of the rounds in this half already out of the way.
Exactly, and that is how fast things are moving right now in CS2. That continues to put that pressure up on Movistar. They need to be having a say into this, or else so it's going to be walking away with this half potentially already. We had some early aggression, but after the util deployed, they're backing off, taking their more default positions on the side of sAw, and let Movistar make the first move.
Yeah, Movistar hanging around in middle for now. Do have a lurking just down towards B. Doing his best Rops impression as he sits behind that CT smoke. Yeah, there are 3 players on B right now, as if I'm not mistaken, Movistar have shown no interest in the lower site for the entirety of this game. It's been a lot of A or otherwise dying in middle in that first pistol. Didn't quite make it as far as a bomb site. Yeah, when do we see Movi finally activate towards that lower site, or is this just going to be mind games? They won't challenge sAw there at all this half.
Once again, Movistar, wait till very late in the round to finally start making a move. It's a 5-on-5. Sure, there we go. That was the cue they were hoping for. Not quite hitting, but Story will find a follow-up at least. Is there more to be achieved? There's flashbang, but it's not quite good enough. And they have backup. Story continues. That is 3 already for him. And yes, he falls. But once again, it is only Martinez left. And by the time they try to make a move, it's right now, it's only 10 seconds. Yes, he hits a leg shot, but once again, it's Movistar that fall short. And this is not the Movistar that I'm used to seeing.
They're all in all a very slow pace on this Movistar T side, and these past couple of rounds, I reckon it's cost them fairly dearly. Even things as late as they did in that one, it means they just get mullered in the bathrooms. It's a near panicked play come the end of it. A Story plays that absolutely fantastically. 3 kills, dancing around the back of the bathrooms, utility ineffective against him. As, yeah, that 3rd kill I believe to be a no-scope, just saucy stuff from the AWP there. He sits 11 in 5 rounds in, and he might be dying a lot. He might be buying a lot as well. But it doesn't matter if he's able to perform to this caliber on a consistent basis. The rest of his team also performing reasonably well around him. Ujerk's yet to die. The same cannot be said for Movistar Riders, where Adam S, meant to be this young, new star rifler on the block, Romanian-Spanish national, he sits 0-5, and just the import, the stolen player, top ranking 4 in 5. It's definitely not what we're used to seeing from this Movistar lineup.
Sort of keep repeating ourselves, but with sort of each round that's target on the board, the pressure continues to build for Movistar, and they really need to get something going, because once again, yes, they can afford another buy, but if this doesn't go their way, once again, their money will fall flat. At least Mopples here will get an opening, a very crucial one. And how can they capitalize? Can they continue and convert this into a round?
This is the round where they go towards B. Well, they've actually found over-aggressing sAw players out towards middle. Adam S. I called upon him at the end of the previous round, and he's already delivered 2 monster frags. Story going down on overextension. Roman and Aragon also dispatched of as an aid. Leaps out over towards the bathrooms, but it's a 2-on-4 right now. Ujerk's clinging on to a sliver of health. Iris Dolce's got to do it all here. Massive multi-kill required. That's a lovely headshot onto Just to start things off. Dancing around in the water, isolate another duel, but it's not going to be enough to deal with Davy G. Davy G swings right of the pillar in Monster, and with that, Ujerk's also sent to the Shadow Realm. Finally a first on the board for Movistar, and because of how close a lot of these rounds have been, there is not a great economy on sAw to respond with, despite their 5-round victory in a row.
Yeah, we have seen a couple of rounds where Movistar really made it close, really hurt the economy on the side of sAw, so we kept seeing large reinvestments that needed to come out, especially on New York, but yeah, that sort of is costing them. So maybe this is the wiggle room that Movistar needs in order to claw back, but then again, we really can't be affording to see many more mistakes, or else it can still be sAw bouncing back with pretty much ease.
Yeah, sAw though, looking like they're going for just a smoke grenade coming into this round. There's some pretty cheeky plays you can employ with a smoke grenade and 5 USPs. And with Movistar's seeming enticement with middle. Honestly, I reckon they just drop a mid-smoke by Fountain and play around it there with their 5 pistols. That's not going to be the case. They instead chuck some B util over to feign that there is presence towards that lower site. Instead, a 5-man stack towards well, 4-man stack towards bathrooms, 5 over towards the A side of the map. Bomb, unfortunately for them, has other ideas as Davy guards it patiently outside of Monster. Now, do we get a convulging play here? Do we see them close them a distance against the Rifles? I feel like that will be the solution to round success, as Adam S. in the meantime goes on an exploratory mission, and I have a feeling it's going to end quite badly for him.
Oh, opportunity almost there. They will flash and try to all peek out one by one. The tree almost helped him secure another. But finally, kill has been found with that weapon. Can be retrieved, of course. Instantly, Movistar have an open B site. They can easily plant that bomb, and honestly, nothing really to worry about. I would love to see these other USPs maybe go for a bit of a cheeky hunt. Of course, with the exception then of Aristotle, who has that AK secured. But yeah, you have, for example, Ujerx, who's here positioned lower down in bank, just waiting for perhaps someone to come his way. But other than that, just trying to protect that AK, make sure that gets transferred over. And you can use that to your advantage in the next round. Have that little bit of a step ahead in your economy.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to see that Movistar have the discipline here not to go hunting USP players. Yes, they do lose the AK, but look how much money 4 of their players had. Even with that bomb going off, Mopos still only on 3.6k. If he had died, that would have been another armor reinvestment. He was already on a Galil. So yeah, Movistar, an intelligent decision there not to go hunting for that dropped over AK, and with that, they only lose a single player in that round. It gives them a bit of momentum now to build up to this scoreline. Now, 5-2 is significantly less bad than a 6-1 or a 7-0. You went out the half these days at 7, equalised it at 6. Saw one away from achieving one of those 2 tallies. Crucially, have not hit it yet. Movistar need to do as much damage as they possibly can. Now, steal away as many as these vitally important T-side rounds as they can. A Story back up on an AWP here, looking to take another fight in towards middle. Peaks in. Martinez goes for the engagement, but neither of them land their tag.
This aggression. This is maybe the answer that can help them try to crawl back into things. And well, it does not quite get expected. Yes, there's eventually a good trait. Ujex needs to be a bit careful here, because he might be getting hunted down. He wants to escape just around the corner. They also have some connector control, so I wonder if Ujex can really safely cross. There we go. He's attempting to, maybe making a bit of extra noise, trying to bait out that he has left. That's not quite the case. He's using that smoke to his advantage, but now it has faded. He at least has the backup there of his teammate on the site, so he knows that no one can actively cross. But how will Movistar respond? They maybe are looking to go back into A instead. And as we are speaking, Movistar need to make a decision. There's only 25 seconds. Just okay, he does fall. And now what does that bomb do? They are looking to go towards shore, but the majority, okay. They are quite well positioned here. Ujex could really pull off a massive flank, whereas Roman can keep them busy, try to prevent them from getting into the side, and it's just not going to happen.
I am not liking how Movistar are playing these rounds out in the slightest. Just no success up towards a bomb site. They are not able to break the defense of sAw down towards B in the slightest there. They had an inkling, they had a sound cue that there was a monster crossfire going on. They peek on in, lose the fight, realise they've got no time left, only land a leg shot towards another monster player. This is such a slow style of Counter-Strike here from Movistar. We need to see them play with so much more confidence. This is their map pick after all. Show us why you've gone for it here. It's not like Davy G hasn't played with some of these players before. He's been with Martinez, he's been with Mopos, I think just as well towards the end of his tenure for this lineup. Ujex in the meantime going for the wallbang spam, not quite connecting any of his bullets here, but it just keeps Movistar at bay for that little bit longer. Story also hears this wriggling around in water. And that's a lovely starting frag from Ujerks. It's constant pressure applied by sAw, ruling off so many angles that Movistar think they deserve to take for free, but are punished every time they attempt it because they're just not playing together. No trades, no real oomph in their offensives. And again, look how much time they're wasting doing pretty much nothing other than jiggling with Just on
Yeah.
towards the short railing.
It's like they don't really have a protocol for getting map control
Ooh.
at all. The default is, as you were saying, just peeking here and there, hoping that sAw are going to be making mistakes. But what if they don't? What if they are simply having a better plan than you? How will you deal with that? And it seems like there is no plan for that at all. The mid to late round is a bit of a disaster. Arazochi already very well positioned, and he will deal with Mopos with ease, as is Ujerks. And right now, it's like they're toying with their food. Already, we were very much impressed with the 5-win streak coming out of sAw. Then Movistar had a very, very good opportunity, but it's like they're throwing it away again. They do have another shot at it again. There should be money in the bank. Maybe not on everyone. I would say maybe some will be struggling a little bit. But I also do wonder, like, can you really afford to go for a half by here and then wait till the next? There's not that many rounds to work with anymore.
Yeah, we are 9 rounds into a 12-round half, which is very scary, given the scoreline is 7-2. sAw showing no signs of slowing down. That previous round, a full gun round for Movistar, sAw won flawlessly, and it wasn't even close. Yeah, I understand wanting to take short water control for Movistar riders here. That is a standard protocol, but pushing through a smoke when you have no info, getting caught off guard by an easy-to-deal-with short swing if you have a little bit of utility support, if you have some better and faster positionings. Movi looking lost out here right now. And perhaps it's the IGLing style of Dappy G showing a bit of weakness early on. I'm not entirely sure if he was getting practice over in Project G. Just look at them getting boxed in. Martinez on a hero AK again. Stuck in between two mollies. That nade does a lot of damage. It's just perfectly played by sAw so far. And Movistar really not impressing me.
I do like this. Last round, they went relatively aggressive towards the B-bomb site. What they did right now is just smoke Monster off, and instead did a double molly on towards the main exit there. So it's I love how they are continuing to pressure sort of either one of the two sides, but they always seem to guess right. And even it's just a very small delay, and you know it shouldn't necessarily have to impact the entirety of the round. Movistar, of course, they are still looking to make a move. They have one player over towards long, the rest all stuck here in bathroom. That was a good initial flash. Mopos in for the very first good chunk of seconds, completely blind, moves in towards the inner part of the bathroom. Story is there, Aragon as well, and they are having a defense that is just almost impossible to take down. Of course, this was sort of the half buy. Very minimal. We had some pistols here and there, but it's just not quite coming off the ground. And these final two rounds need to be near to perfect here for Movistar. Do we, well, want to have a shot at what is their own map pick?
I mean, if nothing else, they need a convincing win here for their own confidence to build up a bit of momentum. 8-2 down, 4 times as many rounds as what Movistar have accrued, currently sit in the back pockets of sAw right now. And in this regional rivalry, this would so far, I think, be the most dominant scoreline that we've seen. If sAw continue on this trajectory, just deny Movistar anything, deny them space, deny them frags, then yes, this is going to be the best showing we've seen of the boys in blue against their most solid and sordid Iberian rivals. Now, Roman, he's not having the best game personally, but he hasn't needed to have had the best game. Ujerks, 9-1, Story, 12-7. Everybody else putting up some great numbers here. The Ujerks has just taken short water control. That smoke towards the bottom of Connector has done so much work for sAw. Movistar have got Davi and Mopos here to try and deal some damage back. And yeah, the nade is good, but it doesn't find the frag. Story does. Ujerk's perfectly positioned. This is such great CS from sAw. And Movistar Riders again back to the drawing board. And that drawing board's about to get smacked around someone's head unless they get around soon.
jump peeking, and Immerse almost even able to catch. Well, that's a bit sloppy, I would say. Immerse had the information. Maybe not expecting someone to still be close. But then again, sAw still has 5 players alive. They can be anywhere. So you have to check your angles. You need to be careful. And okay, they do get one more kill in, but it's only 20 seconds. They have to save.
Oh
And
dear.
it's just getting from bad to worse.
Can I just. How many straight up executes have we seen from Movistar? How many fakes have we been able to see from Movistar before everyone has died on the initial peak? We've just not seen anything flashy or even put together from this Spanish side so far. As Roman, don't you dare. Don't you dare do this to Martinez. He's going up the slide. Nobody's going to peek him. Movistar will at least keep 2 players over into the next, one of them being an awful Martinez. And yeah, he's doing okay. He's been one of the players who's been left alive last the most. There's Mopos is 4 in 10, Adam S2, Davy G not much better. Very few signs of life for this Spanish squad, and they look so unput together. It's ridiculous. I've run out of words to thesaurus this now.
Yeah. sAw's really dictating the pace. Movistar is always. It feels like they're a couple seconds too late. Oh, I do love this. It doesn't quite work out to the fullest, but we haven't seen too much coming out of that boost just yet. So I like that they pull it out of the bag for this final round. At least it's a bit of a tag here up on Mopples. Will force him to go a bit further back. Story has been a very pivotal part of this puzzle. 13 kills already, and he adds another one to the list. 2 KD in the pocket. With that, he can just fall back with ease. He knows that Roman is still over towards long. Here's the footsteps, and that's such an easy frag for him to find. Pretty much a freebie. And once again, he can then fall back. Control remains. Okay, maybe not quite. Adamus is there to eventually trade, but that player advantage stays. And this is where the clock really starts to tick, because Movistar is really slow in this sort of stage within the round. They slow things down. They have to think. But can they really get ahead of the situation this time around?
I'll say it, 45 seconds to go, you should not be splitting up towards A long and connector. They have thankfully grouped up towards B here. As a smoke comes over in towards heaven, Ujax is in the right place at the right time. Arisdoce in the water as well. Arisdoce swings wide. B has not been challenged for frontal in a long time, but with 15 seconds to go, the last round of the half, Movistar, please put a little bit of pace into your play. Lopos just standing still, an easy trade for Arisdoce. Makes a little bit of a meal out of it, but that is a 10-2 half. No bomb plant, decimation from sAw. This is fantastic on their opposition's map pick. Find out if they can continue this pace after a short break.
Welcome back, everybody. It is currently 10-2 as sAw is currently walking over Movistar on their own map pick.
No.
It is about to be maybe another bit of a walkover. Movistar have completely left B-side open. They went down the train deep in connector, but before they already get to the site, that bomb... Oh, wait, actually, no, it didn't get planted just yet. They still go for it again. Story is about to wrap from behind. Does not quite connect a kill, so maybe still a way in. Aragon, okay, they're trying something, but the kills go back and forth.
Yeah, less of a wrap and more of a one-armed cling there, as the bomb still being hunted for in that smoke. But Moppers has found it. Hold on, Moppers has the defuse kit. There's no way they win around like this. Oh no, it's sAw. That was so perfect. How is Moppos still alive? I have no idea. But the defuse kit, an absolute saving grace for Movistar Riders. I don't think they deserve that round. They played it very poorly, but they get super lucky. So congrats at least for pulling a third out of some magical hat.
I mean, this is really where the pressure starts to get to them, because you have this lifeline, and Movistar really need to show right now that they are actually deserving of winning this map. This is the turnaround point. They need to make it work. sAw have money, so you need to shut them down. You need to shut them down quite convincingly, or else, well, sAw might already be on the brink of slowly winning your own map pick. Far from ideal, of course, especially with this being a relatively impactful best of 3. You know, it could decide you already going into playoffs, or else you still have another hurdle that is Forza to face. So looks to be going off towards the bomb, B-bomb site currently. The bomb on the back of Aragon. But maybe I'm looking to fall back. We have someone slowly actively peeking in towards A long. And Movistar, they play it relatively slowly, relatively quietly, but oh, right around the corner, not quite a response just yet. But that is information gained.
Yeah, sAw, one of a magician's favourite tools, looking to pull a disappearing act on Movistar Riders right now. Debbie G stuck in the middle of so many players as Roman and Story writing a new chapter here for sAw. Revival 3. Movistar Riders just getting absolutely bodied. Oh, Martinez so blind. Who just another frag? It is going to be 11 by nature of force fight, and just is all that's left in a 1 versus 5 against his old team with an MP9 and not much more. That is a punishing blow, a gut punch to the boys in blue, as this Portuguese squad is not going anywhere but the playoffs if they keep this up.
Man, this is really what we were scared of. Movistar get the privilege of winning the pistol, but not being able to convert, and is really gonna be stinging now. sAw within almost touching distance of taking this map home. And not a single response. You know, if Roman being 15 HP, Story even relatively low, they couldn't finish a kill. So money down the drain needs to be a force buy, honestly, with players around the 1500 mark. And this is really one of your last shots. This is it.
This is painful for Movistar Riders. An
Yeah.
MP9, a force buy of pistols up against a pretty decent showing here from sAw in terms of full utility belts, almost full rifles, and a max 10 on Aristotle. Not that he's going to care. He's probably got the perfect weapon for the job in this instance. Close down the distance on those pistols and then farm them up for extra cash. Not that extra cash is needed, as, I mean, man, Movistar Riders, this has been not just an underwhelming performance, but a disappointing one, and a very bad opening showing for Davy G as an IGL.
Movistar close and personal, at least here with Adamas, with the Deagle. And he might be one of the players about to be tested. So is Martinez, working some magic over to a form, but still has to cross back to the site. Okay, Adamas at least hangs on. Stands tall with his Deagle, but on towards long they will go, and they go in fast. They don't have that same hesitation like Movistar had when they were up on T. And there's a couple of kills back and forth. Okay, these pistols actually do making it a bit spicy. I was not expecting this quite to come out, but alright. Another lifeline secured. But Movistar, you can't be affording any more mistakes from this point onwards.
Okay, maybe they did need a little bit of hesitation there as they just walked straight into a pretty heavily stacked bomb site. They don't check their corners. They're getting overzealous here. They looked a little bit overconfident, but one thing that we've not brought up so far is the fact that we did not see a single tactical timeout from Movistar Riders as they went 10-2
Yeah.
down at the half. And we see one proper round loss there from sAw, and they're straight on that tactical timeout, talking things over, discussing what the hell just went wrong there. They've been overwhelmed by a single upgraded weapon and 4 pistols. That is not a good look, and that's definitely something that you should be having a conversation about. At least to just reset yourselves into this 16th, because they still have a bye.
I think this is actually the second technical timeout, so I really like how sAw are making sure that, you know, they keep things cool, they keep things nice and clean, they have protocols into play. I think the first time around was when their 5 win streak was broken, and then they were able to buy up, and, well, they called a timeout. So I like how they're taking their time, and they're making sure that they're going to be taking this map. They're very close at it, and look at that opening. It is so spicy and clean, a perfect flashbang. And, well, just no time to respond. I mean, he can do so with a smoke, try to hold the side net by himself. Does still have some sort of support from Ujergs. I think he's down a connector. But other than that, it's just him.
Yeah, this is just a continual downward spiral for the Movistar Riders here. They're a team that I love to watch when they play their best game, but this is so far from it. It has just been incredibly disparaging. Martinez needs to hopefully disparage some of these sAw players sooner rather than later. He's got one of the 2 A1Ss here. Perfectly capable weapons and perfectly capable hands on a good day, but Ujerks now looks to jerk a couple of players around on the B site, break down their walls, which hasn't been too tough of an ordeal so far. And with 30 seconds to go, they're actually at the bomb site, ready to start swinging. But Martinez and Just are ready to start fragging. Adam S also chimes in on the rear flank. And as this bomb starts to get planted, it will be planted safe. Of course, it will be, but a lovely timed swing from Rowan. Whilst his teammate distracts, means that Dabby G's left in a 1-on-2. And our new IGL for Movistar thrust into quite a tough ordeal indeed. An unwinnable scenario, you might add, as Dabby G does decide to swing the smoke wide. And Story, well, just slaps him to pieces. That is 12-4 for sAw. 8 chances to close Velas.
Well, that's a lot. It's a lot of wiggle room here for sAw. And honestly, just now, it was a 2v2. Very much a possible scenario for Movistar, but I think it feels like in the Angels alone already, sAw is 1 up. They just seem cleaner, more confident in their gameplay, and it shows in the scoreline as well. Movistar struggle to find responses, struggle to make decisions, and they just seem like scared. Ever after that 5 win streak that sAw started off with, it was like, you know, facing head down throughout the entirety of the map. And occasionally there's a spark of hope, and they're just not able to continue and thrive on it. So yeah, I really hope that they can collect themselves for a map 2. Make sure that that's then going to be, at least right off the bat, a bit more clean, a bit more competitive. Because right now, this is not the Movistar that I'm used to seeing.
Yeah, this is far from it. And yes, we have just seen a change of IGLs. Daffy G coming into the fold from Project G. A recalling to his former side. As Movistar clearly have a lot of faith in his plans, in his calling. Movistar, a huge company, by the way. Money, no issue for them. An international telecoms brand in Spain and South American countries. We'll discuss this more in a moment. As sAw pushing their way out of Monster here. They're about to overwhelm only a single player on the site itself in Just. Do they just check the corner of the pillar? Yes, they do. Very messy from Aristotle, but Ujoke's immediately behind in order to trade. WG up in heaven. A surprisingly good 5-7 spam. Mopos from behind. Hold on a minute. Mopos with
Oh!
a 3K. Finally, some semblance of life from an individual. As Aracorn dispatched off by Adames. And Movistar cling on for at least another round. Do I have confidence they can take this one over the line? Absolutely not. But they do at least put up a stellar showing on an individual basis too.
Yeah, the mistake there coming out of sAw with everyone sent down through Monster, no short control, and therefore Mopples, he was still in short. He was very aggressive towards short, and he was like, I hear all these footsteps in Monster, I'm gonna wrap behind, and he swung at the perfect timing. 3 kills for him, and he really made that round. Then again, it is still a lot of making up to do for Movistar. They have the weapons, whereas sAw this round does not, and Story is already the first to fall.
Yeah, great start from Just as sAw an unjust buy here in comparison to their Spanish compatriots. They to dispel that smoke, just peering on through, eager for a couple of extra eco franks here. Ujoke's the only upgraded rifler. The sAw really have thrown all they can into this round. Martinez now looking to throw a hailfire of lead down the end of bathrooms. It's Aragon to land the 1D onto Adames, and Martinez likely a little bit scared here, a little bit tentative, as that spray is not good. Ujoke's, the conversion is massive. Davi Gilo converts a double up on the spray, and that should put this round to bed for sAw. Just not enough health to make it work, and even with Ujoke's or Aristotle on an AK, they've got one between the pair of them, and a crossfire firmly compounded on the site. Davi third in the round. Now starting to lead this charge a little more from the front. There we go. 4 for him in total. And a 6 on the board for Movi.
Still sAw at the point of, well, double the scoreline of Movistar. And would need, once again, 6 in a row right now from Movistar to make it to an overtime. I mean, we have seen crazy things. So who knows? And especially on a map like Overpass. But it's going to be quite the uphill battle. At least this next round pretty much will be guaranteed for free. It's only Glocks in the hands of sAw, so this one should definitely come with ease.
Yeah, sAw just going for damage here. That's the ultimate goal. Hopefully a bomb plot as well, but that is unlikely. Second start, Mobile's going for the straight through the wall of B, hoping to catch Roman off guard. Roman is caught off guard, but this time by Adames. As he's taking down to 39, and that's a little bit of information gain. Not sure if I actually saw the weapon he was wielding, but regardless, if Movistar lose this round, you will audibly hear me banging my head off the table.
Well, Arazoche is the first one to fall. And the rest all waiting outside of Monster. Just sort of trying to tease, perhaps force them out. And Rome is actually tagged for the boot there. Oh, well, another tag.
Tapping away. Nothing to see here. Yeah,
No, we're totally not there. No, no.
Yeah. Okay, well that's a bit rude. There's now being just apparently not fond of guests, and a mess. Slides on in, steals away the frag onto Aragorn, and now we find ourselves within 5 rounds. Now 12-7 back and go, a very comebackable scoreline on Overpass, but in CS2, comebacks obviously significantly harder given you have so much less time to net one. Do you think this is still a possibility for Movi, and when do you start believing yourself?
I do love this, the double molly setup. One of them will be smoked, so at least the control can continue as is. And with that, NMS is activated, sits right beside the tree. I love this double man setup though coming out of Movistar. This works relatively well, but the trade is also there. Martina's actually not quite able to follow up for more. But at least Ujoke's is relatively low, so I guess as far as HP goes, Movistar does have an advantage. But the control over towards long, that is gone.
Yeah, Movistar now have just posted up towards short, and Roman, does he anticipate this off elevated angle? Aragon also there to assist, but they just line themselves up there to get knocked down. Mopos taking damage, but it will be Aragorn and now Ujax to fall. They try and go for something a little different here. They split the offensive between two sites. A shift up long goes very quickly punished though. And with that bomb only just picked up by Roman and AK also found, I reckon they go for the save call here because they have been very easily deflected. So, as I said, Veerless, at what point do you start believing for Movistar? How many rounds on that
Ooh,
ball do they need?
I don't know. They're already getting quite close. 4 rounds. I mean, who knows? I mean, back in Go, we saw like what a 15-2
Yeah,
still
15-2
turned
turned
into overtime.
28-26. That was
Yeah, insane.
a personal favourite.
Very much so. Um, but yeah, it's been a couple of rounds, and now sAw. I mean, they have at least those 2 rifles saved up. The rest around it are going to be in a very tight money situation. So I do wonder if they're really going to be forcing. They're going to be using their final technical timeout here. At least in regulation, they do get one more if we do end up going to overtime. But if that's the case, man, that's scary.
Yeah, this is interesting times here for the likes of sAw. Their current buy, not particularly proficient. No extra bonus cash on Roman or Aras.J for surviving the previous. As honestly, I'm going to start believing if Movi win this round. I believe they can take us to an overtime if they get up to 9 on the board without too many mishaps against what is a comparison.
So it is going to be a couple of pistols around the double AK. Let's see what Roman and Arizona can make work. Ooh. Well, Roman, one of them already out, not winning that duel against AVG, but there is a bit of a trade at the other side of the map. Would be not quite winning the fight against AVG. He is not losing his life, not in this round. Okay, well, finally he will. But there's a very large advantage once again for Movistar. At least an AK picked up now by Stories, so hopefully he can start to find a way back into the round.
Apologies for that. Quick internet dip, but we're all back now. As sAw, still not back in that driver's seat. Oh, look at this. Perfect positioning from Adames. What do you reckon, Beerless? 1v3 from Ujax for the Deagle?
Ooh, it's gonna be tricky. Maybe some footsteps here, I don't know. Ah, well, NMS is simply quicker on that trigger. So yeah, they do indeed get uncomfortably close. Money is there. Whereas last round, you know, they had to make some work with the pistols around a double 8K. One of them being lost relatively early in the form of Roman. He's not been having his best game. But let's wait and see if they can close it out this time.
I'm not sure how much of my monologue you heard before I cut out, but I did say I'm now starting to believe that Mobi have hit 9. Bearing in mind this was a 10-2 half, which is ridiculous numbers there from sAw. They're struggling unbelievably right now at the turn of the tables. Again, lack of IGLs clearly affecting both of these two teams heavily, but Arizona, very effective opener there. Justin Ujax go blow for blow. WG in the backline towards short. Looked like he had the timing, but Aragorn instead blindsides him. Aragorn doubles up, and in a matter of mere moments, the second I say I start believing, sAw trounced the Movistar Riders, and it's Martinez left in a 1 versus 4. He's got to go for it, but there's not a chance in hell.
I think the caster curse struck again. And it's a little painful to watch. Martinez getting spammed out of heaven. 14 HP, and through the smoke, he will go down. 13-9. And even though we had, well, what looked like a very possible comeback, it will eventually be shut down. There was a very small mistake happening there, coming out of connector, and you think, all right, we've got it